I can't do anything. I can't do anything without you.
I believe in an America where the separation of church and state is absolute, where no Catholic prelate would tell the president, should he be Catholic, how to act, and no Protestant minister would tell his parishioners for whom to vote, where no church or church school is granted any public funds or political preference, and where no man is denied public office merely because his religion differs from the president who might appoint him or the people who might elect him. I believe in an America that is officially neither Catholic, Protestant, nor Jewish, where no public official either requests or accepts instructions on public policy from the Pope, the National Council of Churches, or any other ecclesiastical source, where no religious body seeks to impose its will, directly or indirectly, upon the general populace or the public acts of its officials, and where religious liberty is so indivisible that an act against one church is treated as an act against all.
Absolutely. Today's Friday. Finally here. And yes, I am that good of a singer. Good afternoon, morning, evening, whenever you decide or have time or are just doing it because you're my friend and you just want to make me feel good. But whenever you're watching this, welcome to another episode. And I'm happy to report. This is exciting. I finally finished. I finished the new Broccoli blog of the Then, Now, and When. Number 5. We're on 5 now. Wow. Blogs go fast when you're having fun, right? Yikes. But hey, before I gallop onward in haste, let's recap the principles we've discussed up until now, because some of you might not have watched them all, and I implore you to go back and watch these, because they'll make a lot more sense if you're following them subsequently. So the first principle we talked about was the real left and the real right. The second principle we talked about was the ancient societies the founders modeled after and people's law. The third one was natural law. And the fourth one was morals. And big number 5. Yep, it's going to be about religion. Yes. It's about time, right? And well, let's let me finish my header, and then we'll get into the meat of the topic. And this is exciting. Okay, I have recently, finally, have been engaged in. No, I'm already married. I'm not engaged. Okay, I've been engaged in counter logic. Yeah, counter logic regarding my arguments on the religious impact of our founders and their intertwining of spiritual wisdom and common law in the Constitution. And I say yes, finally, and because I rarely, if ever, see the disagreeers. Where are you? I know there are individuals that seethe watching these blogs, screaming at their screen at my logic. But where are your comments? Where are your emails? I mean, what is this blog worth if all who read it just agree? Just give me a pat on the back. Good job. Way to articulate that, or way to not articulate that. That sounded like a big drum of poo. I mean, really? Come on, let's get in some debates here. I know everything I say, you can't agree with everything I say. I say if you have a voice, speak. People watch this blog. I joke around like, wait, 2 people watch this blog. But actually more than 2 people do watch this blog. Individuals I've never met before have watched this blog. It might have been their only time, but hey, they have. So if you have something to say, come on, say it. Now, let's go to the topic for today. Where does religion fit in our republic? We go through all these 4 statutes of philosophy and ancient history entwined in the Constitution, and the meat of it, though, is the religious aspect. Where is there any evidence that the founders wanted some type of religion involved in our government, yet have freedom of religion everywhere? And this blog might surprise some people because, as you all know, I'm a Christian. I believe Jesus is the Savior. And, however, I feel that that's my duty to take to other people, not the government's duty to tell other people that. Just like it's my duty to help the poor people and not the government's duty to help the poor people. So let's talk about that. The 21st century, it seems more adamant about the wall between church and state and not the influence church should have on our state. And you might be saying, like I said, oh, here goes another Christian trying to Bible thump. Nah, not so much. Although you probably would never type or email me that. You're probably seething right now on your computer. So give me a comment, please. Okay. However, on the contrary, what role did our founders see religion play in the future generations? Many people might not know this, but after the Constitution, the thing we follow, the country's framed after, was written in 1787, the same Congress passed the Northwest Ordinance Bill. Now, what did this bill emphasize? Well, the essential need to teach religion and morality in schools. Yeah, what a concept. I know, we've talked about this before. They're so old-fashioned. Here's actually what Article 3 in the bill said. Quote, religion, morality, and knowledge being necessary to good government and the happiness of mankind, schools and the means of education shall forever be encouraged. Okay, now you're saying, well, where are you going with this? Let me keep talking. I know you're not stopping me because you can't really tell me to. Anyway, it was pretty straightforward, right? Now here's the question. The ultimate question, the question the founders asked themselves and debated over many years. How do you get multiple creeds, biases, and beliefs to come together for the better of mankind and make sure that religions stay in the teaching of upbringing of future generations of all types of religions? Well, you do it like this. You set about to exclude all things I just mentioned from individual denominations in order to make religion a unifying cultural glue rather than a destructive subculture of a people that doesn't want anything to do with anyone else that's different from them. Now, that was quite a mouthful. And let me tell you what Thomas Jefferson said, because he said it a lot more eloquently than I just did. Thomas Jefferson actually wrote a bill establishing elementary schools in Virginia and made this point, quote, no religious reading, instruction, or exercise shall be prescribed or practiced inconsistent with tenets of any religious sect or denomination, end quote. Okay, if you're still kind of lost in the sauce, what does that mean? Simply, only teach the common denominator of all religions. Well, what are those common? What is that common denominator? Well, there's 4 common denominators actually, and here are the fundamental points intended to be taught. Oops, I just lost my bookmark. The first one is there exists a Creator who made all things, and mankind should recognize and worship Him. 2, the Creator has revealed a moral code of behavior for happy living which distinguishes right from wrong. 3, the Creator holds mankind responsible for the way they treat each other. 4, all mankind live beyond this life. And 5, in the next life, mankind are judged for their conduct in this one. So they're judged later for their conduct in this life. Which I'd say is pretty universal. I think the big three religions, that being Christianity, Judaism, and Islam, I think they all agree with that, except for maybe the extremists. But yeah, I'd say those are pretty fundamental. Now, the ultimate goal of the founders, like as I stated before, was to provide legal equality for all religions, both Christian and non-Christian. But also, they didn't want the chaos of the French Revolution. Because we all know what happened there. And the atheists, yeah, I'm dogging you out, atheists. The atheists took control of that revolution, and the city ran with blood and guillotines. That's what happened over there. The founders, at first, they were fooled. They thought that the French Revolution was a mirror of the American Revolution. But it was not. It was a bloodbath. And they did not want that stuff coming over here. So they needed legal equality for all religions, both Christian and non-Christian. And most importantly, they wanted to ensure that there would be no official national church. Now you can say, well, that's easy. I mean, you just don't. Well, mind you, that was something that had never been done. It's just as much as I wouldn't want a pope-like figure as the symbol of a Christian nation of the United States of America. I don't want a atheist or agnostic stance from our government as well. Government needs, and it hasn't, and there's many cases of the Supreme Court putting out decisions that was never meant to with regards to religion or not. Because face it, religion's going to be in government regardless, because the government is people. And people have their creeds and faiths and beliefs, and they can all be different. They can all coexist in the government. That's fine. And they can, and, you know, even when they pass bills, there's no way they can't. Their religious isn't going to rub off on, or the religious dominance isn't going to rub off onto the bills they pass and the laws they are passionate about. It's just impossible. What they need to do, though, is they make sure that all religions have the same amount of privileges, equal say, and equal practice to do what they want. And of course, that's not happening, but I think we all knew that anyways. But thanks for watching, empowering you to change this country, and see some comments, some emails. All right, talk to you guys soon.